Okay, so I'm not sure how well this is going to go, but we're going to try. All right, so we're going to talk about the hypothalamus and the pituitary. So the hypothalamus, if you recall, it has an interesting relationship with the anterior and the posterior pituitary. Okay, so the hypothalamus stimulates hormones from the anterior pituitary, but it produces hormones that are stored in the posterior pituitary. Okay. And so with the anterior pituitary, there are 6 hormones that we worry about or that are produced that are activated by the hypothalamus. Okay. And so those are prolactin, adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH, okay, growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, also known as TSH, and then this is GH. Okay, and then we've got follicle-stimulating hormone, as well, and that's hormone, and that's FSH, and then we've got the last one is luteinizing hormone. Which is LH. Okay. And so we have spent time talking about, really the ones that we've spent the most time talking about are prolactin, follicle stimulating, and luteinizing hormone. Okay. But then on the posterior pituitary, there's only 2. So we've got vasopressin and we've got oxytocin. Okay, we talked about vasopressin in the last unit, and we've talked about oxytocin in this unit. So really, if you think about it, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of these 8 that are actually reproductive hormones. Okay, now I'm not going to get into the specifics of what these all do, but I just want to remind you the hypothalamus stimulates hormones produced by the anterior pituitary, while the hypothalamus produces hormones that are ultimately stored in the posterior pituitary. Okay. And just a quick, actually, what I'm going to do real quick. So this has to do with milk production. This has to do with cortisol. This has to do with growth. This has to do with metabolism. And then these 2 have to do with reproduction. Okay. Vasopressin has to do with water reabsorption. And then oxytocin deals with uterine contractions as well as milk release. Okay? And so that is all that I want to talk about with this, but I just want to make it clear how the hypothalamus and the anterior and posterior pituitary are related. Okay? Hypothalamus releases hormones that stimulate the anterior pituitary. The hypothalamus also releases hormones that are stored in the posterior pituitary.